Hi, my name is Zigola. I'm in the chorus just like you. And when we were treating sound in Module 3, Sound and Light, I was very enthusiastic and I also had a desire to share with you some things about this subject since it's the main focus of my communication with nature since several years. Basically, since I came here in Damanhur, I have started using my voice as a means of communication with nature. I came here in Damanhur in northern Italy 8 years ago. I'm from the Netherlands originally, and in the Netherlands, before coming here, I worked as a singer. I've been working as a singer for a larger part of my life. And so the voice has always been an important instrument, my main instrument. And when I came here, I was very passionate about communication with nature, and I discovered other things about my voice that I didn't know before, and I discovered other things about sound. Basically, the things that Pam said were very covering like the whole spectrum, I feel. And in this spectrum of what sound is and how sound can be used, there are so many practical applications that I wish to share some of those with you, to give you some practical examples of how I'm using sound, how I'm using it in my communication, on my sit spots, with trees, with plants, with different aspects of nature. And so maybe I can give you some ideas of how you could also deepen this way of communication if this has your interest. So here I'm sitting on one of my favorite sit spots. I will show you around a little bit. It's the Monte Pelati in the north of Italy, in Piedmont. And this is a place where I feel very much the contact with the element air and the mountains. So when I'm looking in that direction, I have the mountains straight there. So I would like to give you now an example of how I use the voice in this sit spot. So what I basically do is using what Pam also said, the fact that sound has information in it. So of course our voice is like, as Pam has already said, we are used to using our voice for words, for language, but in the sound itself we can learn to decipher information. And we can do this by just also intuitively singing. So when we are singing with the mountains, for instance, it doesn't matter so much what song you sing. It's as soon as you start singing a song, at a certain point when you enter in contact and you just feel like what is coming. And it's good at that moment to have your back straight, because our back is creating this channel. It's an important part of where we can perceive physically also the astral, the subtle dimensions. And then from that point, it's almost like with my voice, I start sort of experimenting, like exploring this zone of my back, and like go up with my voice up and down until there's some kind of melody that comes to me. Then I start singing that melody and I continue, and it becomes something like a mantra, you could say. And repeating this mantra, and then I start reading into the sound. What is the information in the sound that I'm singing? And there the messages come. Okay, I will give you a demonstration. And already now, like when I started more like the higher tones, it's like I feel like a sort of connection, like, okay, yeah, I tapped in to my environment here. And then this sound, it becomes like you can journey inside the sound. You can feel like, okay, I made a connection. I put myself in frequency with where I am. And now I can start traveling. I actually also received an answer just now for the period that I'm in. I feel a little bit stressed for things that I am working on at this moment. There's a lot of things I have to do, and so just this brought me in sort of connection of the feeling of the overview of being like a bird in the sky. So this was like intimately for me an answer. I noticed that now maybe my melodies were not like simple melodies that were repeating itself, but there was a little bit more variety. So that differs. Sometimes it's very free and it goes many places, but it can also be simple, like 2 or 3 notes. So I will try to explain and give you also an example of that, so that maybe it can help you to do this also yourself if you're not really used to singing. Do, 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 do. And this is also already working. It doesn't have to be very complex melodies. I also feel now, even though I'm sort of limiting myself a little bit to stay within the notes, because otherwise I would take more freedom. But now, even though I take these few notes, I start traveling in my spine and feel this connection with the nerves there and with my body, and it opens us to other fields. Rudolf Steiner, he also mentioned that his philosophy is also that everything which is part of the subtle realms is also part of our physical sensations. So we can find in the nerves also what's happening in the astral realities, for instance. Okay, so this was my first sit spot, and I will take you to the next one. Hi, here we are at another one of my favorite sit spots near the river. I will show you a little bit more of going a little bit out of the way. See how beautiful it is here. And I like to be near the river where the water flows fast. There is a particular energy and a particular concentration of the spirits of the water. And so it's different. Every water, as you probably know, is very different. Like a river has a very different energy from a lake or the sea. And this is also which becomes clear when singing with those different parts of aspects of water, because they have different wisdom and different kind of advice to give you. It's similar to what happens when singing in the mountain. I said it was similar, but actually the sound came out very differently. I meant to say that the technique is similar because it's, again, connecting to your spine, making a straight back, and also like not having your head like this, but really like this. It's also the best way for your air to flow through your body, but it's also the best way to have no obstacles in the spine area, what I told you about, that the energy can flow and the information can also flow through you. So what I was also experiencing is that like these words come through, these wordy kind of sounds, like the language of the spirits of nature. I can also feel in different areas a different kind of language comes through, or if you tune into one kind of sort of language, you can sometimes switch also to another one. Like when you ask a specific thing, for instance, and sometimes whoop, the language changes as if somebody else is answering you. Like at this moment I felt like while singing, it enhances the effect of the washing, cleansing character of a river. It's like cleaning my subtle bodies, it's cleaning my energy. So when singing, I perceive this even more, this kind of information. So the information is not necessarily directly words, it's often also words and concepts come. And everybody has its own way, of course, of perceiving information. Some people are more perceptive for images or for sounds or for knowing, for information. And so for everybody it will be different. But it's always also, it's like a sort of feeling, a concept. As Pam also said, it's like a sort of thing that you feel with your heart, information that comes to your heart. So I'll sing a little bit more, and I'll see also to again apply this thing that I said earlier of having my back straight and starting to explore a little bit with my voice the back, the spine, and going up and down with my voice like that, and creating this sort of mantra, which then becomes a container for information that can come to me. Okay, we'll see each other at my next sit spot. Hi, at this moment I'm at the sacred forest of Damanhur. This is a plant temple, and behind me the oak that you see is the most important tree for us at the community. She's called Diamantel. So this seemed to me the most beautiful place to explain to you another method of using the voice in order to communicate with nature and with a tree at this point. We use a technique which is very similar to what Pam explained about the different tones related to the different chakras. The technique that we use is, in Damanhur, and that's what I mean with we, is called Inner Harmonization, which is a technique to tone with the different parts of your body in order to align your body and to bring in harmony all your different parts. We use tones for this, hand signals, we also use movements, so it's a little more wide technique, also breathing technique is part of that. But a part of this which is related to sound is something that I apply often also when communicating with trees, and also some other people with me that are studying this method. And we experience interesting results in which we, through our sound, create again this bridge in which there's a communication happening. And intention is important with sound. This is also used when you use your voice as sound in sound healing. Intention is opening something inside of you which attracts the right sound for your intention. So when you are toning, connecting to your own body with the intention to connect to the tree, you put yourself in frequency, in harmony with the tree. It's also, as Pam said, it becomes a sound which is a combination of you and the tree. And it's like opening a channel in which you can start exploring. You can sort of dive into it, and this sound brings you places. And in general, our experience is when you sing the lower notes and connecting to the lower parts of your body, it's also helping you to travel in the lower parts of the tree and the roots, and the root network. And going up higher in your body, you also travel higher in the tree. And also some tones, I personally feel, and not only me, but also people that I'm researching this with, is very suitable for communicating with the subtle energies that live in symbiosis with the tree. Especially when you tone from your throat, which is very soft, and it's the energy center in your body for communication. It's really creating a bridge through which so many things can travel. I will give you a short demonstration. Usually we tone every tone 3 times. So 3 times we have, like, for the lower part of our body, we use the A. We don't connect the tones to the chakras. We connect it to the different parts of the body that in some cases are also aligned with the chakras. So in the lower part of our body until our navel, a little bit under our navel, we use A, A. Then the zone of the diaphragm, we use A. Then zone of our heart, O. Our throat, U. The front, E. And the higher part of our head, also E, but then high E. So usually we sing it 3 times, but I will just demonstrate it now 1 time each. Before starting, I wish to greet again Diamantel. I already greeted her before. We usually greet plants and trees when we enter in the space of the aura of the tree. That's part of the methods that we teach in Damanhur, which is very beautiful, but this is another chapter in itself. So I have already greeted her, but now that I'm starting to tone with her, I'm also putting my intention already here, asking permission to, in opening the invitation to connect through sound together. Now I demonstrate this part of our body. And the zone of the heart. Thank you. See you later. Hi. And now for the last video, the last point that I would like to share something about with you. It's in my own home, and this is the place where I'm in the room where I'm doing the healings, the voice and plant music healings. And this is what I would like to share a little bit about with you. I'm using the music of the plant device, the same as Pam also has been showing. And I've been singing with the music of the plants from the beginning when I came here in Italy, and the music of the plants really made me fall in love and made me understand and really experience the intelligence and the presence of plants. The music of the plants is a very precious instrument also when directing healing sound to a person, so to use in healing. Also, many practitioners in different fields are using the music of the plants because they notice that it helps them with making diagnoses, and you recognize, like, oh wait, the melody is trying to tell me something. And this is also what I notice when I'm doing my healings with the plants. And this is this is the last thing that I would like to talk to you about, to something that you could try out yourself. It's actually, I've noticed that when you're singing with a plant, and it can be with the music of the plants, but it can also already be, I find also a little drum to be very effective, actually. And when you start, it's like sort of helping, it creates like a sort of third person, like it's you, it's the person that you're singing for, and then the other music. And there's also instruments that can become live instruments, as also a drum can be. But also just having the beat there, this like a similar when we're doing the shamanic dream journey. It's kind of helping you to get in a sort of good state of mind to enter and channel this kind of energy for people, this kind of sound. So when I'm singing for somebody, for instance with a plant, and there is someone in front of me, and I have a drum, and I start, and then the information comes to me for the person. And this happens also with the music of the plants. It's also it's an even more intelligent companion that tells me when I'm singing for a person. I notice in the music of the plants of this peace lily, because I'm always singing with this peace lily. She's always the plant that I'm working with in healings. I notice when I have to pay a little bit more attention to something, or I have to go on, or I have to stop, or when I'm in sort of loop of my own thoughts, then it's like the plant that's like helping me to become aware of that. So now I would like to share with you a song with the plant, with the peace lily. I will connect the bamboo to my computer, and then I have a little bit different sounds, and I find it a little bit more easy to the ear, and it's easier to record. So I will put that under, and I will dedicate this song for all of you. And my intention is to bring you on a positive frequency, to bring you good vibes from the plants, from the spirits, and for the highest good for everybody and all that lives. So in that sound session, I got some vision in the end, and for everybody, I sent a healing in first to liberate some resistance, if any there, like blocks or any discomforts, and then I put myself in connection with your core, with the part of you that thrives, that wants to complete his mission. And then I got like the message from the plants that we can step into our power with the things that we're learning in the course, to really like an invitation to apply all the things that we're learning in the healing and in the healings that we do for other people. And this is really a way to enter and to make this co-creation, these partnerships with nature more alive. So putting in practice straight away. Thank you for watching this video. I'm happy to have done this bonus material, this bonus video as part of this module. And if any of you has ever any questions, of course, let's share. And yeah, hope to be in contact with you soon. And if anyone is interested in exchanging maybe some healings that we are doing in collaborations with the plants, I'm always up for seeing how that would be possible.